Have you ever thought to yourself, if I only knew exactly what my audience needs to hear from me, I'd just go and make a video on that? Well, today I'm going to show you how to use AI prompts to find out exactly what your audience needs. Because when you understand what your audience needs from you, you can get laser focused on your topics. You'll be so much more confident creating videos. And of course, you're going to grow your channel faster. So today I'm going to show you some of my favorite prompts to get inside the who of who is watching your video. So you want to get inside the head of your ideal viewer. Now, remember that all of the AI prompts that I'm going to talk about today are included inside my YouTube planner, which you can get from the description down below. Now, if you would like some help in implementing these strategies, consider joining the YouTube Entrepreneur Society. My Yes members get the best of my custom feedback, insights, strategies, and implementation into growing their YouTube channels for business success. And you can be a part of that. The link to join is down in the description. Let's start with prompt number 1, the who. This prompt is amazing to use when you are first starting out and you want to get clarity on exactly what problems you want to solve and who you want to solve them for. It's very simple. Here's the prompt. I'm starting a new YouTube channel about your topic. Name 3 problems I'd solve that could be turned into playlists. Okay, so when you use this prompt, the AI is going to give you some options and ideas about the kinds of problems that you could be solving. So take a look and see, are these the 3 problems that you actually want to solve? So for example, in this one, it's telling me the first playlist could be understanding the legal and bureaucratic process. The second one would be navigating cultural differences. And the third one would be managing lifestyle changes and expectations. So I'm going to take a look at this and be like, okay, is this what I want to be perceived as an expert in? And if not, I would prompt it again and say, give me some more problems or give me problems in a certain area, right? So you could do follow-up prompts. Now, the follow-up prompt that I would go if this was okay, and I thought, okay, these are like some great problems, and I would love to have these 3 playlists to start with on my YouTube channel. The follow-up prompt that I would use would be the following. Who would be the ideal viewer for these videos? Describe the perfect person's demographics and psychographics in detail. So remember, this is the conversation you're having with AI. And so follow-up prompts kind of follow on the conversation that you have already started. So it's going to go with the ideal viewer for the Moving to Portugal YouTube channel. And it's giving me some demographics here, and they're really detailed, and some psychographics. So things about work-life balance, motivations, interests, occupations, challenges, behavior. So this is excellent. So now I'm starting to get a picture of who this channel might be for. And then the next one is actually my favorite AI follow-up prompt to use on this, which is give a name to this ideal viewer. This really helps you to see your ideal viewer as an actual person rather than like a auditorium of people watching your YouTube videos. And so it gave me a name, Emma, in this case, and it says these are Emma's, details. This is where she lives. These are her desires. And, you can sort of go from there. So this really humanizes who you're going to be talking to in every video. You could put up a picture of Emma when you're doing your YouTube videos and be like, I want to speak to Emma. This is where she is. This is who she is. And this would really help you to speak to one person on camera, which will make your content so much more relatable to your ideal viewer. Okay, time out. So before I write these prompts and go into all of this audience profiling, I actually decide to give the AI information about me and my business. So when it makes these prompts, it is not just creating these prompts out of thin air, but it is taking into account who I am and what kind of business do I want. Now, I'm using Perplexity AI to do this. I'll put a link down in the description to Perplexity and you can go check it out. But if you go into Perplexity's profile section here, this is where I like to put in all of my details. So you can see that it says introduce yourself, share as much as you like, and I've shared quite a bit. Location, questions for you. So it asks you all of these, it prompts you, asks you all of these questions. And the more information that you can give it about who you are and what kind of business you run, the more information the AI will have and will consider that when formulating the answers as you're prompting it for your YouTube channel. Prompt number 2 is called the GCFA prompt. I made this prompt. I'm so proud of it. GCFA stands for Goals, Challenges, Fears, and Aspirations. So what this prompt really does, it helps you understand the emotional drivers of your intended audience. So what is making, people make decisions emotionally, right? Not logically. We like to think we make decisions logically, but really emotions are driving all of our decision making. So once you start to understand the emotional drivers of your ideal audience, this will really help you on how you're titling your videos, how you're scripting them, what are you saying, what are the words you're using, what are the emotions you're describing, what are the thumbnail emotions that you're going to be creating, right? So here's the prompt. I want you to create a framework with 4 columns. These columns are labeled goals, challenges, fears, aspirations. Write 10 goals that Emma may have, and then the corresponding challenges, fears, aspirations that may stop her from reaching those goals. And when I put this prompt in, it actually creates this really great table for me here with the GCFAs. And I can see that Emma's goals might be all of these: learn Portuguese, secure remote work, find suitable housing, enroll her child in school, build a social network, navigate healthcare, all very relevant. I moved to Portugal and I can tell you these are all very relevant goals for somebody who is working online, has children, all of that, right? Then for each of these goals, it tells you what is her challenge. So the idea here is to think about, okay, if I want to learn Portuguese, what will be my challenges? Might be time constraints, difficulty of the language. Then what would be my fears? Fears are things that are intrinsic. I may not say them out loud, but I feel them. I might feel isolated or unable to communicate in my new country. That's a real fear. And then what are the aspirations? So I want to integrate into local culture. I want to have a good relationship with my neighbors, right? So those are the aspirations. So perhaps I would create a video on how you can learn Portuguese to speak to your neighbors. So you want to tie in all of the emotional drivers together and really factor in what are the emotions driving people to click on a video and watch that video. And using the GCFA framework, you can really get deep into this. And this is a really powerful framework to use to understand the psychology of why people would watch your video versus somebody else's video. So for example, if someone else had a Learn Portuguese 101 video and my video was titled Speak to Your Neighbor, the person who wanted that as their aspiration would click on my video versus other people. So this is also a really great way to differentiate your content in perhaps a saturated market. I have a follow-up prompt to the GCFA prompt, and that is describe how we'd want Emma to feel after they watch my videos. And I put some examples here: confident, sexy, professional, healthy. So I'm prompting AI to give me feelings. How would we want her to feel? And the reason we want to use this prompt is because we want to set the vibe of our videos to attract the vibe of our ideal audience, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. So in this case, it's saying we want Emma to feel empowered, informed, connected, inspired, supported, confident, curious, optimistic, valued, ready for change. Those are the values that I would bring to this channel. Like that's the vibe I would bring. Content that empowers her, makes her feel confident, ready for change, inspired, supported, curious, all of these things, right? This is how we want our ideal viewer to feel. So again, this is all about getting into the emotions of the person who you want to attract. Prompt number 3 is tagline. Now, I tell all of my Yes members to create their taglines and then put them on their channel headers, because your channel header is a place where people come to your channel and they can immediately see whether this channel is for them or not. And your tagline kind of does exactly that job. It tells your ideal clients whether your channel is the right fit for them. So let's use my AI prompt to develop your tagline. So here's the prompt. Now let's create a tagline for this YouTube channel using the above information. So remember, this is a conversation. So we're referencing everything we've done up till now. Using the above information, fill in the blanks. I help who with what? The first blank contains our ideal viewer, and the second blank contains what I do. So if you've given AI information about what you do and about the persona that we've just developed, it's going to put in a tagline. And in this case, it created this tagline: I help Emma with navigating the journey of moving to Portugal. But this is too long. This is too long to actually put on my channel header, because you want my 3-second test for channel header is like people should know in 3 seconds what your channel is about. So I have a follow-up prompt to refine this. And that prompt is, now refine this tagline by putting it in third-person perspective. And then here's an example, and making it short and punchy. So when I give it this prompt, it puts it in one line. But I'm still not happy with it because it's just still too many words and I want it even shorter and I want some more ideas. So I do another follow-up prompt and I just simply ask it to give me some more tagline suggestions. Now you could go in a little bit more detail here and you could say, give me more tagline suggestions that are under 50 characters or that emphasize certain points that you want to emphasize in your tagline. And then it gave me all of these. And I actually think these are usable as taglines. For example, equipping newcomers for success in Portugal, transforming relocation dreams into reality in Portugal, empowering new arrivals to thrive in Portugal. So you could play around with this, but these are actually usable as a short enough phrase that's going to go on your channel header. Prompt number 4, SEO. Now, this is a slightly advanced prompt and it's only available inside the YouTube Planner, but I wanted to show it to you today to help you understand, first of all, the depth of material that's available inside the planner, but also to show you how you can search engine optimize your content using AI. So let me show you. Okay, so my SEO prompt is actually too long to read out, but I want to show you what happens when you use it, and then this is the table. We have 5 columns: category, keyword, search intent, title, and description. And when we use this prompt, it's fairly long, but when we use this prompt, AI is going to be able to give us all the categories which can turn into playlists on our channel, right? So visa requirements, housing, language and culture, healthcare, education, and so on, right? So when I go into all of these categories, then what's going to happen is for each of these categories, it's going to tell me the keyword that I could target. So for example, for visa requirements, I could target Portugal D7 visa, which is incidentally the visa that we used to move to Portugal, the golden visa for Portugal, the digital nomad visa, that's becoming really popular, Portugal retirement visa. So all of these are focused keywords that you could develop content around. And then it gives me the search intent. For example, these are informational, then some others are transactional, some others are like this one. Buying property is a transactional keyword, which means that you could create content that people might contact you for. Then some others are commercial. Let me see if I can find a commercial keyword in here. This one is local. Pharmacies in Portugal, so that's like local information. This one is navigational, so top airports, your gateway to Europe. So you can see how it's categorized all of these keywords based on search intent. So when people are looking for, how do I transport my pets? That would be like an immediate need that they would need to know. And it would be a navigational or a transactional keyword, right? So it's giving you search intent and then gives you these titles and it gives you what to include in the description as well. So this is a really, really great prompt to use to get into the SEO world of YouTube, because we all know YouTube is a search engine, and the more you can optimize around certain keywords and get clarity on how to create topics that are going to rank on YouTube and Google and be found by your ideal audience, match made in heaven. And that's where, YouTube's power really comes into play with evergreen searchable topics. And you can have a channel that runs for a long time because search is evergreen and people are always going to be finding your videos and reaching out to you for help. Prompt number 5, competitors. Now, in order to compete on YouTube, to have your content show up, to find your ideal audience, to have some kind of differentiation, you kind of need to know the market. You need to know who else is doing what in your area of expertise, right? And so you want to find out who they are, what kind of videos they're making. I really believe that competitor research on YouTube is essential to understanding the market that already exists, the audience that is already there, they're already watching videos. And your job is to find out, well, who are they watching? And what do those other channels have that I can learn from and I can differentiate against that as well? So here's the competitor prompt. Super simple. Find competitor channels that Emma would be watching. So now that we already have our ideal persona developed, so I don't need to give it more information. So when I say, what would Emma be watching? It tells me all of the channels all of these channels are listed, and I can go and take a look at some of these and, go from there. And I can really hone in. And if you noticed in this entire search, if I go all the way up here, you can see constantly that it's showing me all of these other videos that are related to moving to Portugal. So these are also perhaps comparator channels that I could start to check out, right? So these were my audience insight prompts to get to know your ideal audience. But inside the YouTube planner, you will also find title prompts, thumbnail prompts, script writing prompts, and just so many more. So go ahead and check out the YouTube planner from the link in the description, and then go and watch my entire series on how I plan my YouTube videos in 2025, and I will see you in the next one.